Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 23rd of July. So, what we got stored today, firstly news-wise, there's not a great deal today. We have got another ECB speaker. At the moment we've got De Guindos, actually I think he may have finished now, speaking there. Aside of him we've then got, we've got ECB Lane speaking at 8 o'clock, so we've got another speaker. Now this current one seems to have really upset the markets. his comments in terms of the current level of uncertainty is huge. Probably didn't make the euro look or feel more comfortable. It's a knock-on effect across the markets there, and also looking for a single banking market. Obviously that not put knock-on effect to London markets. Anyway, aside of that then, today not a great deal of news here. In fact, it's just run on to here, just existing home sales, and the Richmond Manufacturing Index may create some volatility later. Okay, news-wise that was. Technicals then, and the euro dollar. Well, yesterday I was trying to put a little turnaround here. It's hanging around the highs, to be fair to it. It came back and never really broke the sort of lows I was looking for to sort of get on the swing short side. It might still do it. I was looking at the potential of these to roll over, but in time they just sort of hanging in there. The more they consolidate around this phase as opposed to nearer the top or a nice straight movement off like a flag sort of price action, the less I like it, and maybe the downside's got a better opportunity. You can see the mess it is sitting there at the moment, and it makes the euro almost untradeable as it sits there. Okay, the pound ran into its R3 last week, and that sort of held it back. Same consolidation phase down here, which is making it look less sweet. You look at it down onto this hourly point of view, very mucky as it sits there at the moment. US dollar yen. Now this we are seeing on the bigger time frames the same picture. Sorry, hang on a minute, I switched back to US dollar yen. That is the same picture. There we go, that's better. Goodness, I thought that was weird, but we are seeing this retracement, the continuation largely to the downside here, which is going against, is showing yen strength as opposed to yen weakness, whereas we've seen euro weakness, pound weakness against the dollar. Here the dollar's falling back against the yen, so suggesting maybe we've got more downside at some stage, but it seems that we getting the better moves during the Asian session. Well, no great surprise there, through into the late Asian session up until 4 o'clock in this case. We'll see what develops of it, but it's not the easiest. I was looking yesterday at the more significant breakdowns, but it could be on its way. Structurally we've seen a lower high, and I'm just sort of looking at it. There may be every opportunity to sell the dollar against the yen might come into play. Australian dollar really struggling here, lower highs all the way through here. It's putting it bearish flag last week. It ever since then it's been pretty much selling off here. Yesterday I looked at it and I thought, well, it's probably overdone. It had already done about 40 odd pips of a 50 pip average true range, but it did go on some more, another 30 pips there or something similar. Looking soft at the moment for maybe some more continuation. For this, it's quite frustrating at times, because the only way you can get into some of these markets is just literally selling them, but it'll be sod's law that you sell at the bottom as opposed to a retrace, where we get a retrace and have the opportunity. But even those retraces have come in through the Asian session and not our trading session, making it more difficult to join the party. Canadian dollar, this one it's a bit easier to join at times. Pushing to the upside at the moment. Higher highs it's got through there. Tested yesterday into its R1, but just looks like it's got more to come on this market. It's whether we get a proper breakout of these previous highs that are sitting here. New Zealand dollar. Oops. New Zealand dollar again, just as the Aussie, really selling off hard. It's sentiment-wise, it's dropped out of the New Zealand completely, and big money's been running away from it as well. So, but again, a lot of the movement happening through the Asian session. Okay, we did get an extra kicker yesterday. We might just see it continue to roll off southbound as it's sitting at the moment. Certainly not looking too positive. Untouched daily pivot, I'd rather see that being hit. I'd rather the price come up to that level for me to sell into it, as opposed to, as I say, just trying to sell at the lows. Swissy, we might be seeing something more of a turn here, but at the moment still in this sort of shorter term, intermediate term, lower highs picture. However, it's coming around here. It's inverted pound stroke euro, same sort of price action. The only thing with this is at the moment it looks like it's got some scope for a continuation to the upside there. Pivots horrendously pinched today, having seen very little movement yesterday, but Swissy tends to do this, can get into quite a tight old range and then start pushing. So there may be some opportunities on the longer side for this. Sentiment again, not liking the Swissy that much. That's the major pairs. A couple of cross pairs, euro yen. It's looking decided. It's still looking a bit iffy here. Lower time frames, it looks more shorty than long. Intermediate, and we're currently into this, well, could be classed as a triple bottom at this stage, so I'd be careful here. Need to see a breakdown. We've been seeing support coming in up until now around this area, so whether it can hold on there, but a break below that probably opens the gates for further downside, maybe back down to its quarterly yearly S1 sitting below there. Okay, a quick look at other markets. There's not a great deal sitting there at this stage. Quick look at the indices, but firstly gold. So gold's still coming off here, so it's just showing the strength of the dollar at this stage. And looking, it took out the lows yesterday, and it's still looking quite bearish where it's sitting here at this stage. So never managed to get beyond its daily pivot yesterday, and it again rolled over later, early afternoon, later in the day. Looking soft. Oil. Again, let's put lower highs in here. Not looking particularly great here at all. Looking soft across the board there, really. Lower highs. And yep, looking like it could break back down again. It's certainly at the moment looking softer, and partially the stronger dollar will be helping that. But anyway, looking soft. Talking yesterday, the risk of inflation coming through from the higher oil prices. Yeah, but it's high oil prices, dollar based. You've got to look at the higher the prices versus other currencies effectively as well. Okay, the US dollar index, it's all right. Get it out. The S&Ps. Okay, yesterday managed a bit of a turnaround there, coming off its trend line effectively. By the looks of things here, bit of an in-betweener. We do have coming up news I'm not sure which companies are reporting, but there'll be news coming out on some of the big tech companies, and I should imagine there'll be some decent profits amongst all that. But if there isn't, that could be the catalyst for a continuation to the downside. Arguably, you've got a bit of a bear flag going on here. A break of this near-term high turns that around and gives us a higher low and changes this shorter-term structure. There's quite some retracement in the near term, but in the bigger scheme of things, it's nothing. But it's probably about the best one we've had of late. Opportunities still, the equity markets, the sentiment for the big money is still very bullish for the equity markets, particularly S&Ps. Nasdaq here, same picture really. What we're seeing, potential more continuation. DAX coming off a little bit more, and well, we got a blip yesterday. We'll see what it does today as well. It's not too dissimilar in picture. Close to home, the DAX, solid day yesterday, already sort of pointing up a little bit at the moment, but actually it's just flicks back to the Dow Jones. Try again. There we go. Looking a little bit more positive there on the 4 hourlies. And finally, the FTSE, quite ugly, continuing to remain very range bound. There may be opportunities on the shorter time frames because it is range bound and it is coming up and down. Just trade carefully. I mean, this has got the potential to come back down to that previous support area the way it's sitting at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for me at the moment. I wish you a great day's trading. Trade carefully out there, and I will speak to you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.